ערב טוב. ערב טוב, שומעים? Good evening. My English is not very well. But I will do the best I can. And I hope that you will do the best also. And together we will try to succeed. And hopefully the music is above any language or words. And this music, this holy music that we will hear today, this evening, is really far above from any language. So we will try. The song that will open this evening was composed by the cantor Yosel Mandelbaum of Krakow. Rabbi Israel Mirlau, who those days was an 8 years old boy, and years later became the chief rabbi of Israel, together with his brother, was at the Czestochowa labor camp. It was Saturday evening, and the voice of singing was heard from one of the blocks. The words from the famous Shabbos song, Lecha Dodi, לקראת כלה, מקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, קומי צאי מתוך ההפכה, רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. And the voice singing was the pure, beloved and familiar voice of Yosel Mandelbaum.
מי יקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, קומי צאי מתוך ההפכה, קומי צאי מתוך ההפכה, רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה, רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. מי יקדש מלך עיר מלוכה, קומי צאי מתוך ההפכה, קומי צאי מתוך ההפכה, רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. רב לך שבט בעמק הבכה, והוא יחמול עלייך חמלה. ירידה, 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 אפשר למחוא כפיים.
It is hard to believe, but Jews sang during the Holocaust. They sang in the ghettos, on the roads. They sang when they marched in the death marches, and they sang, as we shall hear later, even before entering the gas chambers. I want to tell you now a personal story. When I was 12, my grandfather bought me a pair of tefillin. Usually tefillin are bought later, but he insisted. Half a year later, he died suddenly. In his cupboard, a letter was found in which he expressed his final requests. One of them was, I request that in my grave, beside my head, will be put the small tefillin shel Rosh that are in my cupboard, so that they will serve as testimony that even during the most difficult times, I was connected to my Creator and did not forget Him even for one moment. My grandfather ended his request with the words Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. My grandfather, Tzvi Greenstein, was in the camps for 5 years. He was in Auschwitz, the Death March, and Buchenwald. All those years, he prayed with his tefillin shel Rosh, as well as many other Jews who were with him. Towards the end of the war in Buchenwald, an SS officer caught him and tried to strangle him with the retzuah of the tefillin. Suddenly, a siren was heard. Planes of the Allied forces attacked the camp. The SS officer left him and ran away. My grandfather won his life back, and I received from him the gift of faith in the tefillin he had bought me for my bar mitzvah before he died. I want to sing you now a song that my uncle had heard from his father in the Sosnovich ghetto. This song was remembered only by my uncle, and its words from the prayer of Rosh Hashanah are so significant for us. זוכרנו לחיים, מלך חפץ בחיים, וכותבנו בספר החיים, למענך אלוהים חיים.
מלך חפץ בחיים, וכותבנו בספר החיים, למענך אלוקים חיים. זוכנו לחיים, מלך חפץ בחיים, וכותבנו בספר החיים, למענך אלוקים חיים. זוכנו לחיים, מלך חפץ בחיים, ובכותבנו בספר החיים, למענך אלוקים חיים. זוכנו לחיים, מלך חפץ בחיים, ובכותבנו בספר החיים, למענך אלוקים חיים.
The communist Romanian integrator knows the procedure. Question, silence, question, reply, question, murmur, question. However, the prisoner arrested for the crime of forbidden religious activity and smuggling Jewish children outside communist Romania is different from anyone he has ever known. After the first question, after the first question is addressed to him, he stands up straight and begins to sing. The hunger from which he suffers after not eating any of the prison food does not prevent him from singing. His melodies are soft, musical, and pour forth from his heart. The prisoner is Rabbi Zusha Portugal, the Rabbi of Skulen, the amazing composer. He sings a lot also to his children, the orphans of Transnistria, the area of Romanians' concentration camps. He believes that music will heal their pain a little and will relieve their loneliness. And he composes tunes in prison. He responds to his harsh integrators' tongue, remaining firm in his position. And there in prison, the melody of Ivada Bagoim, make the Lord be recognized among the nations, was created. Tavo lefanecha in kat asir. The cry of the prisoner came before God. Even after he was released, the prisoner remained locked behind the iron curtain, like his fellow Jews, cut off from their brothers in the free world. But the rumors of suffering of Romanian Jewry break through the lock. And the Romanian government decided to prove that the rumors are false. To do so, they gather the heads of the Jewish community to a Melav Malkamil to show the world how well treated the Jews are. A rabbi from Sweden is also invited. He is supposed to report to world Jewry on the true status of his Romanian brothers. Everyone fears to reveal the truth. Representatives of the Securitate, the secret police, are present, listening to every word and threatening anyone who dares describe the real state of affairs. The community rabbis describe a flourishing life, freedom of religion. It is the turn of the Rebbe of Skulen. He gets up and smiles. He explains that he has no rhetorical skills, but instead he will sing one of his compositions. He sings, "There is no need to speak. The words and the tune have the right effect. יוודע בגויים לעינינו, נקמת דם עבדיך השפוך. תבוא לפניך ענקת אסיר, כגודל זרועך הותר בני תמותה." The cry of the prisoner came before God. May he recognize among the nations before our eyes. The prisoner's cry is heard loud and clear. The rabbi from the Sweden's ear is attentive and is heard sensitive. On his return to the West, he acts to improve the conditions of Romanian Jewry and especially to free the Rebbe. In 1960, the Rebbe of Skulen received his exit permit and immigrated to the United States.
תבוא לפניך תסיר, אוי אוי אוי, אין כתסיר, כגודל זרועך, עוטר בני תמותה, ואשר לשכננו שבעתיים מחיקה, חרפה אתה, אוי אוי אשר חרפוך אשר, אוי ויאשר ישכננו שבעתיים אל חיקה, חרפתה, אוי אוי אשר חרפוך אשר, תבוא לפניך, אין כת תסיר, אוי אוי אוי, אין כת תסיר, כגודל זרועך, עוטר בני תמותה.
Almost no one remains naive in Auschwitz. And the 500 boys being taken to the showers are no exception. 500 boys, most of them from Hungary, are standing in the cell of those condemned, the cell which in another moment will become the death cell. The end has come. Some of the boys are praying, others are saying the last confession in Kaddish. The words sound like one unending Kaddish, as though the boys are saying Kaddish for themselves. And then, over and above the sounds filled with pure sadness, rises the voice of one boy. Dear friends, he says, today is Simchat Torah, the day of the rejoicing of the Torah. It is true that we have no Sefer Torah with which to dance. But the Ribono Shel Olam is here with us. Let us join together and dance with him. And they respond. The memory of the Hakafot of the previous year, when they were still in Hungary, is still with them. They form a circle. Many dozens of Jews, children, join together and sing. And in the midst of all evil and humiliation, they choose to sing the words, Ashreinu Matov Chelkeinu. How happy we are. How good is our Persian. The Nazi guard tries to silence them, witness them, but they are exalted above reality and do not stop. And at the peak of the singing, the door opens. One of the Nazi angels of death enters. He needs another 50 boys for labor. 50 boys rose to revival and walked out the gas chambers, and the 51st boy managed to sneak out with them. This was a very rare case in which Jews were taken out of the gas chamber. They did not sing Ashreinu Matov Chelkeinu after being rescued. They sang out of the feeling of being chosen, out of their ability to stand tall in the face of satanic evil. They sang out of gratitude that He has not made our lot as theirs. This story was told by Rabbi Tzvi Hirsch Meislish from Weizen in Hungary, who was connected to the boys and witnessed their release. הספר שלו נקרא His book, שו"ת מקדשי השם, בהקדמה. אפשר לפחות הפעמים גם תוך כדי
יחד עם השירה של הילדים. אמרנו אשרינו, מה טוב חלקנו, ומנענו טוב עלינו.
עכשיו
אמרנו אשרינו, מה טוב
another song that I heard from my Rabbi, Rabbi, also from Hungary. And we used to sing this song after the war. I suppose we learned it before the war in Grosswaldheim, at the Vizhnitz Hatzer. But he changed the words. The original words were זכר חסדו ואמונתו לבית ישראל, ברוך כל אפסי ארץ את ישועת אלוהינו. and he added or changed to ברגע קטון עזבתיך וברחמים גדולים אקבצך, בשצף קצף הסתרתי פניי רגע ממך, ובחסד עולם ריחמתיך, אמר גואלך השם. זכר חסדו ואמונתו, לבית 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 ישראל, ראו ראו כל אפסי ארץ את ישועתנו. ברגע קטון עזרתי, וברחמים גדולים אקבצך, בשצף קצף הסתרתי פניי רגע ממך, ובחסד עולם ריחמתיך, אמר גואלך השם. ברגע קטון עזרתי, וברחמים גדולים אקבצך, בשצף קצף הסתרתי פניי רגע ממך, ובחסד עולם ריחמתיך, אמר גואלך השם. זכר חסד ואמונתו, לבית ישראל, ראו כל אפסי ארץ את ישועת אלוהינו. זכר חסדו ואמונתו, לבית ישראל, ראו כל אפסי ארץ את ישועת אלוהינו. How does Hasidic Rebbe, who comes to an old Litvak center that opposes Hasidut, Vilna, feel? The Rebbe of Moshitz arrived there, fleeing from Poland, from the Nazi horror. In Vilna, Leib Ben, a Hasid, a man of literature and music, met him and asked him that exact question. But for the Rebbe of Moshitz, there was no difficulty. On the contrary, this was one of the most amazing periods in his life. With his giant spirit and his spatial melodies, he became the support for thousands of broken, uprooted refugees. With a smile, he invited Bain to partake of the Melave Malka meal that he was holding after Shabbos. The Rebbe said, "You will see how the opponents of Hasidut relish the melodies." Rav Bain relates, "Of course, after Shabbos I went to the Rebbe's Melave Malka meal. I saw with my own eyes how great Rebbes from the town, sworn opponents of Hasidut, were sitting round the table next to well-known businessmen, Litvak Jews, who were the head of Vilnius banks, refugees with the representative of the joint in Vilna. All of them greatly enjoyed the Rebbe singing, Amavdil, Atkinu Seudata, Amar Hashem LeYaakov. The climax was reached at the end of the evening, and the Rebbe began a Hasidic dance. The Rebbe danced, a handful of Hasidic refugees danced, and all the Litvaks, Jews, also danced. Af lev afele. They held hands, shoulder to shoulder, and the dance continued on and on. The next nigun, the next song, from the great piyut of Rabbi Israel Najara, Ya Ribon Olam ve'olmaya, and the words are Prok Yat Anach mipum arivata, ve'apek Yat Amech migo galuta, Amech divechar mikol umaya. The composer is the Rebbe of Mojis, Emre Shaul, Rabbi Shaul Yedid Yataub. Just a week before the war, he composed the tune עם הרגשה חזקה מאוד, שעוד רגע יהודים יצטרכו את השיר הזה. ובווילנה, השיר הזה, that song, became hymnon, almost hymnon, of that days. הנח אוי מיבור מה יבטא ואפק יתמך ואפק יתמך מגוגלותה איי 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 אוי אוי עמך דיבחת מכל אומה איי 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 עמך דיבחת מכל אומה איי 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 עמך אוי עמך דיבחת מכל אומה איי 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 עמך דיבחת מכל אומה אני רוצה להגיד תודה לאה שהזמינה אותנו, ולגברת אסתר פרבשטיין, לגברת דורית טפרברג, שאנחנו כבר הרבה שנים ביחד משתפים פעולה למען זיכרון השואה, למען העלאת ניצוצות של אמונה ושל קדושה מתוך השואה, ובמיוחד בפרויקט המסוים הזה של ניגון שעולה מן האפר, האלבום אחכה לו. אז תודה רבה לך אסתר גם על העבודה של הכתיבה, ששותפה בשל הכתיבה של הדברים. תודה רבה לבני, גרנות, על המדינה. Because you are leading to the Treblinka Death Factory, jam-packed and stifling. The greater the tension, the greater the loneliness. Each one with his burden, each one with his longing, his fears, and his prayers. Rabbi Yisrael David Fastag is also there, the well-known Chazan Cantor from Warsaw, a Modish Chassid, a most gifted composer who is traveling along the railway track which leads from one zone to the one beneath it, hell on earth. And because all his life is a tune, each note a wonderful harmony, here too, on his last journey, a tune burst forth. Slowly and quietly, Rabbi Yisrael David starts to hum. He starts singing the words of faith from Maimonides' 13 principle of faith. אני מאמין, I believe, באמונה שלמה, with pure faith, בביאת המשיח, and the coming of Mashiach. Those sitting close to him hear and absorb. The spark light one week after another. More voices join in. בביאת המשיח אני מאמין. In the coming of Mashiach I believe. Tens of lonely individuals turn into one group of faith. ואף על פי שהתמהמה עם כל זה אחכה לו, and even if he tarries, nevertheless I will wait for him. And more voices join in, and now the whole cattle car is singing. The cattle car receives a soul. The soul is swept up by the tune, emotion, words, and faith. And then suddenly Rabbi Yisrael David stops the end, makes a declaration. He announced that he will give half of his portion of the world to come to whomever brings the tune to his Rebbe. the Imrei Shaul of Mojitz. And the train continues on its way. And the sound of the song is absorbed by the chugging of the train. Will anyone escape this trap of a train? Will anyone remember? Will anyone tell? In 1946, a young boy appears in the Beit Midrash of the Imrei Shaul of Mojitz in New York. He has a message for the Rabbi, a message from the cattle car. He had heard the song, and he had heard the declaration. And immediately afterwards, he had succeeded in jumping out of the train together with a friend. The friend had been killed instantly, but he survived. His first desire to fulfill the last wish of the legendary composer of the tune. אני מאמין באמונה שלמה בביאת המשיח. אנחנו מבקשים ונוהגים תמיד בסוף הערב של השירים שעלו מן האפר, לשיר את השיר הזה בעמידה, לכבוד 6 מיליון, לכבוד האמונה.
בביאת המשיח אני מאמין, בביאת המשיח, בביאת המשיח אני מאמין, אני מאמין, אני מאמין, אני מאמין באמונה שלמה בביאת המשיח, בביאת המשיח אני מאמין, המשיח, בביאת המשיח אני מאמין, אני מאמין, אני מאמין, אני מאמין באמונה שלמה, אוי בביאת, אוי המשיח, בביאת המשיח אני מאמין, אני מאמין, אני מאמין, אני מאמין באמונה שלמה, אוי בביאת, אוי המשיח, בביאת המשיח אני מאמין, ואף על פי שיתממע עם כל זה אני מאמין, עם כל זה אחכה לו בכל יום, בכל יום שיבוא